So if we go from there and we're talking about the integral from 0 to a of f of x, it would equal to that area. In this case, it would be 3. So 0 to a of f of x would be 3. Now, if we go from 0 to c of f of x dx, I'm sorry, I left off the dx here. That's the same thing as going from 0 to a plus a to b plus b to c. If you think about it, that would be the same thing as cap f of a minus cap f of 0 plus cap f of b minus cap f of a. Well, those would cancel out. And then plus cap f of b minus cap f of c minus cap f of b. Well, those would cancel out. So you would end up with basically positive cap f of c minus positive cap f of 0, which is what we would have here. Now, what we do here is we translate that to area. We know from 0 to a is 3. Now, what about a to b? Well, the area would be 4, but it's negative 4 because we are below the x-axis. And then from b to c is 2. So we get 5 minus 4, which is 1. So the integral from a to, or 0 to c would be 1. Again, calculating the areas. Now, we can work backwards from here. If I want to know what is the area from b to a of f of x, I should say, I want to know the integral from b to a of f of x.
Is there no d of x?
There should be. Well, I know that that is equal to the negative of a to b, right? And what did we say earlier that a to b was? It was negative 4, right? So it would be the negative of negative 4, which would be 4. I'll snuck that off the screen. The millions of people watching this at home would have been confused just then. Are we okay with that? Now, I mentioned a few others in the video. I said if the upper limit of integration and the lower limits of integration, if they were the same, that would be, you're not going anywhere, so there would be no area. So anytime your upper limit of integration and your lower limits of integration are the same, the answer would be 0. The only other thing I could do in here would be to say, okay, let's say I have, let me erase this one real quick. I could say that we're going from a to c, let's just do a to c here, of f of x dx, but I'm going to do it as the absolute value of it. Well, if I'm taking the absolute value of f of x dx, and what that does is that turns this portion to up here, right? So that would end up equaling to 4 plus 2, which would be 6. All right, so here's your dilemma. What if I say from A to C of f of x dx, but I put the absolute value over the entire thing? Y'all try that and discuss it with the neighbor if you want to discuss it with the neighbor.
Wouldn't that just be, oh, this is.
So how'd y'all do with that? Did I get +2 as an answer here?
Yes.
Good deal.